Gustavo. Can we talk about that for a little bit? You're like,
cut the cameras. All right.
So I was a fan of your guys' show, and I kind of saw all the drama unfold. I kind of want to know if the stuff was real or was it fake.
Okay.
She's like, I'm here to drop the real tea, everyone.
I mean, okay, well, a lot of it obviously was scripted. Okay. I will give it that. But I will also say that I was about 16, I think, around that age, 16, probably gonna go into 17. Yeah, I was young, naive. That, you know, you go through it.
Yeah.
But also too, like, I think some people who watched the show assumed that, like, who like assumed it was scripted was like, wow, she's really falling for someone for scripted events, and it's like, no, I was not.
Yeah. I think no.
Like, why would I like someone based on like events like 2 weeks before we planned out?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
no,
like
absolutely.
it was just kind of weird to assume that.
Uh-huh.
I feel like anything that happened between me and him kind of just happened because I remember I filmed another thing with him. I think it was called My Dream Dress.
Okay.
Where he helped me pick out like my homecoming dress for like a high school dance. And I remember, like, in that time, we were already talking naturally. Like, nothing had to do, nothing with the show, nothing like that. But we had just happened to start talking again. And we were friends, but I feel like a lot of people just thought, like, I was just in love with this guy, or like I was like I would do anything with it. That wasn't the case at all.
That's like not the
no,
I completely get it.
So like whatever happened on the show, a lot of it was scripted, but I feel like whatever happened between me and him was kind of private. And like nothing worked out in that sense, but it wasn't just on camera stuff, you know. Like obviously there was stuff happening like behind that, and things just didn't work out.
Oh, okay. That makes sense too. And I feel like it's kind of hard for like a viewer to also understand that. Like it's very hard to catch moments like that on camera naturally. So obviously it is going to be scripted, and like a lot of shows are. But it's kind of funny when people are like, she's obsessed with him, and you're like, that's not
like everybody was like, oh my gosh. I remember after filming Model Material, I posted a TikTok with him, and everybody was like saying, like, the comments were full of stuff like, didn't he make you cry? Like, what happened with, are you guys back together, this and that. I was like, you guys know, y'all know that half of that wasn't real, right? Like, regardless of what I felt, like, it wasn't like I hated him or anything, but it wasn't like, it wasn't that serious. Like,
no, literally though, it was not that serious. When Danny came on here, we spoke kind of about her perspective on the show of like Model Material and stuff, and she mentioned that she had a conversation with you basically saying like, oh, she was upset, whatever. Because of Gustavo. What is your take on that? How did you really feel
when she told me? So I was never mad at her. I felt so bad. I remember I went up to her later and I was like, we're fine. This, me and him, that's so different, but you're fine. Because I don't blame her for like telling me that stuff. Only because, like I said, I was young, I was naive, you know. She was gonna be honest with me, like there's nothing wrong with that. She was my friend, like I appreciated that. I even thanked her for that too. And whatever happened there, it was just kind of like, like it was kind of, I feel like I was the one who was very like, oh, maybe, but he was I guess I'll just say it. So,
yes. Tell me.
He was telling everybody that he just saw me as a friend, but that's not how he was acting like behind that.
Yeah.
So that's why it was kind of confusing for me too, because I was like, maybe yes, no, I don't know.
Yeah, but like when he says that stuff and then acts another way, you're kind of just like, I don't really know what to believe.
And I think at that time he was fresh out of a relationship, so I should have seen it coming right from there. But again, 16, naive.
No, but how were
things
you
like that.
To know?
But I will give myself that. I was naive, but I was never crazy. I will give myself that. So.
Like at least no, but honestly though, I mean, being 16 and but it was a learning lesson as well. You know, like,
and you know what? It did add drama for the show. Everybody loved it.
You're like, if anything, you guys are welcome.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, I got the views. I'm just kidding.
Seriously though.
But I was never mad at him either after that. Like I made that TikTok with him because people were fine. Like there was no hard feelings. It was just for the cameras. well, yeah, it wasn't that serious. Really.
At work, when you're working, you get recognized or no?
I've had people recognize me, and it's more or less the interaction you'd expect. it's kind of just
what's kind of like, what's that like?
A lot of it happened kind of during like Halloween time, just because of the events that we had going on and how close in proximity people were to me.
Okay.
And yeah, I would get, oh my gosh, are you from, you look so familiar, is that model material? You get like a little comment like that, and I would just go, because in that moment, like as soon as that happens, I feel like I freeze, because I'm like, this environment is not what you'd expect.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I had a coworker with me, because we usually had groups of 2, right? And the side eye just be like, because it's just, it's not something that's normal.
No, absolutely not.
So I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. I work here now. Yeah. And they're like, oh, isn't like how this, how that, and we're like, yeah, I mean, it's good. Like we have a little conversation, and then they head on their way. And I've had a coworker or 2 ask me, so you're not gonna explain that, and be like, no,
that's all. Yeah,
that's it.
We'll just
that's all you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people found out why, because I've had even like coworkers tell me like, oh, my sibling used to watch you, and I'll sit there and be like,
what do they think?
Yeah, no, I've asked like, okay, do they hate me?
Yeah.
Like if they come here one day and they see me,
am I gonna get bullied?
And they're like, no. Like,
that's interesting though, of like the persona that people kind of have in their heads about you, and you're just kind of like, well, what's gonna like, because they already know so much about you, or so they think. It's like, what are you gonna act like now to me? Which I feel like that's a little bit tricky. That's scary.
I mean, I think it's just tricky because it's at work, so it's like obviously I have this like also different way of acting, and then when people recognize me like that, it kind of pulls me out of it for a second. That's why I freeze,
because
it
also probably brings you back to that time.
And like it worries me a little bit, because I'm like, you recognize me, but how do you feel about me?
Yes.
Are you going to be nice to me?
Are we going to beef right now? What's the vibe?
Like, are we going to talk?
Yeah.
Do I need to hide the name tag?
No, literally. Like, no, it's not me. You have anything else happening current day?
I am trying to get back into modeling after I stopped.
Oh, really? Okay. So after model material, did you stop immediately?
I don't want to say immediately, but I stopped for a bit. I want to say after like the whole trip to Miami, some things in my personal life changed, which I still kind of feel bad for, because it happened at such a bad time. And it's hard to explain the timeline of it just because of how fast everything happened. But towards the end of the year, kind of, my dad got really sick, and I kind of went MIA for a bit, just everywhere, like with everyone. And I felt really bad, because I know like people were going through their own things, and like my friends as well, especially Annika. And I feel like I still kind of regret that, going MIA like that. But I mean, in a sense, I was doing all I could with my family. And after a couple months, like unfortunately, my dad did pass away, and he passed away in February.
Oh my God.
Of this year. And since then, like I kind of haven't been able to get myself out of it. It's just one of those things that, after you go through that, at least in my case, I couldn't really bring myself up as easy. I know I had my mom there with me, and even some of the girls came to the funeral, and I don't even know how they went, because I didn't tell them.
Oh, wow.
And so I know my mom must have said something, and I felt terrible, because I had never reached out during that time. And they just ended up showing up to the funeral. And after all that, I felt like I couldn't really get back, jump back into it. And I tried. I did try. I tried to go to my modeling classes again. I tried to, get myself back in, but it was kind of made a point that I gained weight. So after alluring to having to lose weight, I kind of just stopped completely, because I was like, I'm not in the right headspace to be like hearing this and hearing that. And
oh my God, I am so sorry about your loss.
No.
But it's also ways that you decided to cope, so I don't think you should ever like beat yourself up over it, or like feel bad about it, because that's you're going through your own problems as well.
And I felt like I couldn't really as much reach out. I feel like the situation and everything going on at the time was so sensitive. I couldn't really I want to say, be more present. Just because of the way that was going on in my home life. You know, like everyone trying to do everything we could, but
yeah,
you know.
I'm really sorry.
No, you're
God, that's
thank you.
Oh God, that is so sad. So after that, like, I'm sure that, I mean, you said that that's just kind of why the reason was that you kind of pulled back from modeling and stuff.
Yeah, the reason that I kind of pulled back. I feel like I needed time after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even when I did try, I feel like I tried a little too soon just because I wanted to distract myself. I wanted to be in a better position for myself. And I feel like the comment about like needing to lose weight in order to be back up there where I should have been, I feel like that was like my last moment where I was like, no, I can't.
What was your father's name?
His name was Luciano.
And what is your guys' favorite memory together that you have?
Gosh. Ooh. I think it's hard to pick one. I feel like something that stands out to me though is right before he passed, he visited the family house, and I believe it was New Year's or Christmas time around there, and it was right before he passed, like I think within a month or two, and that was the last time I had seen him as healthy as he was. And when I saw him, he was very, I want to say like affectionate. I wanted like he hugged me and he grabbed both my arms, and my mom took a picture of this. I don't know how she knew to take a picture of this, but there's a photo that I have where I'm hugging him and then I pull away and he's holding both my arms, and he just told me how proud he was.
Oh my god. I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay. But
that's
he was just like that. He would have moments where like he would be very, very, like he would have to tell me that he was proud of me, and I appreciated that. And it was one of the things that I did love about him, that he would say what he had to say regardless of what it was.
Yeah.
And regardless of what I may have thought of it, you know. He was a very honest man. And for him to tell me, like, very out of nowhere like that.
Yeah, genuine.
You know, that he was proud of me, that he was happy that I was doing what I was doing, that he thought I had grown up and I wasn't little anymore. It was just a nice reminder.
Yeah, and that's like a beautiful memory to have at the like one of your last ones too, you know?
Yeah.
That's, oh my god, I'm like so sorry. Can I just please give you a It's so horrible.
It's okay.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine you're so young and you had to go through that. I mean, from your time on Model Material and your time filming and stuff, what was been your favorite memory from that too?
Ooh. You know what? I think my favorite memory actually kind of happened a little bit after filming.
Oh, okay.
And that was the whole Moda 2000 show that they had. It was a Quince show that they had that year, and it incorporated our moms. And I feel like that was a really pretty memory to have those photos with her, and to have, like, especially like after you lose the one parent, you start to be really grateful that you have nice photos with the one that's, you know, that you have here close to you.
Okay.
And that was probably one of my favorite moments, just being on that stage with her. And then also too the fact that like everybody was so shocked that I was a kid with Gustavo. So shocker, you know. Like, everybody was so surprised. I even did a runway with him on that show.
Like, I'll pop out with him.
Everybody was even like,
like,
what's going on?
You're like, I don't know either.
No, seriously, I was like, I just told me to get on the stage,
and I'm here. And you're like, I'm gonna play the part again.
Yeah,
though.
It's like, if y'all want to be mean, I mean, you don't want mean, I can give you mean. I'm just kidding.
Like, I played the part very well.
That was probably like one of my favorite things. Just like that whole chaotic day of just confusion.
Yeah, that's fun too. I mean, as stressful it is at the time and stuff, I think it's like, you look back and it was a pretty memory, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Sam, it was an honor. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
In your future. But you guys, thank you so much. And please don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to Yass, Mija. And obviously follow Sam on all of her social medias. Duh. But yeah, that'll all be linked down below.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Of course. Bye, guys. Woo!